Alright, back live. Yes. Waiting for the 2 to show up once again.
Hey,
Alright. Bring BlackLion Club. I sent the invite. I don't know what's happening.
we'll get it. Yeah.
Uh-oh, let me fix this here.
Doing proper work right now.
Yeah, hold on. I got the. There we go. Here we go.
Dad Judy.
You know it. Watch your feet. Watch your hand. Hey man, that's what it's all about, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I'm on daddy duty. Please apologize for the all of it, but hey, it's real time. We're live, so that's what they want. Let's go live. Let's do this thing.
Never apologize for being a father.
Hey man, nah. That's not. I'm not apologizing for being a father. Boy, don't get me started. But in any case, as much as I'm a father, I'm a professional as well, and so I want to make sure that my apologies go for the timeliness and so on and so forth. Just a matter of humility. So I appreciate you guys. I see I got another silverback gorilla up here in the room. Yeah.
You got the Jabari in the building.
What's going on? What's going on? The tackle like Onyx back in the day.
Are you home?
Nah, I'm out on just a little getaway with the family here. So that's the reason why I couldn't do the other system that you had wanted to.
Okay.
That's fine.
But yeah, we good. I like look, any opportunity I get to talk about BlackLion and Cubs, I'm on it. I'm on it, man. This thing is the most important thing that I've done in my life, and anybody that knows me knows I've done a lot over these years. You see, so yeah, man. How we get started? Or have we started already?
So last time we talked about everything that you had brought to life and everything that you're also bringing to life, right? So
well, you want to start again? You want to?
Yeah, let's start from the top because that footage is gone. So that's only just between me and you.
Say that again. All right. So hey, you guys throw me the questions and I'll knock them home.
Okay. So last time we talked, we discussed that everything that you brought. You got a video game out, a music album, an anime, and a comic book.
Yes, it's a motion manga. I don't know if that's a real term, but if it's not, I just created it, motion manga. So I have different from many people. Instead of going straight to comic book format, I took my artwork for the comic and went straight to video with that and made it a motion manga.
Nice.
So yeah.
I mean, we starting to see actually more and more of those now. People are starting going the way of those moving pictures, those motion comic books and manga that's coming out now. But it's still dope.
Hold on, let me show y'all something else real quick. Here, we got the dolls too.
Hey.
Yeah. We got the dolls here. There goes the Cubs right there. There goes the Cubs right there.
And there go the Cubs. The
There go the
inspiration
Cubs.
right there. What's
Yeah.
up, guys?
Yeah, say hello. Say hello.
Hey, what's up, y'all?
I love it. So tell the people, like, what's the backstory or what's the mission for BlackLion and Cubs?
So the mission really, man, is to create a movement, a revolutionary type movement in art and culture, utilizing the variety of formats of creation, man, artistic expression and creation. So that's why you see not only, you know, the anime cartoon, but then also you see the album, you see the video game. You know, I have an activity book for kids. I have dolls. All these are just different expressions of creativity. And the reason being is because as a parent, you know, you guys see I'm a new parent. I understand how important the role of parenting is. And I want to encourage other parents to step up and honor their role as parents, because parents are every child's first hero.
Right.
All parents by nature, right? By nature, a parent is already a hero. You understand? Because we're the providers and the protectors of our children, or should be. And so that's something that we should honor. We should honor every day. And so that's something that I'm actively engaged in right now, especially the parent of 2 young children. And I believe, like Frederick Douglass said, it's easier to build strong children than to repair broken men.
Right.
And there's a lot of, you guys know, there's a lot of brokenness out there in our community, a lot of brokenness, you know, in the world. That's why mental health is an issue. That's why, you know, trauma, everybody's talking about trauma and self-care and, you know, life is lifing. I hear this new one, life is life. Yeah, it's always lifing, man. You understand? Like, yo, listen, there's no point in time. Everybody got trauma. You know what I'm saying? What people are saying is that they're not able to manage the situations that are occurring in their lives. They're having a difficulty managing. And so the point is that strength, that ability to manage real life and the difficulties and the things that are thrown at us as adults starts as young children. So if we build them strong, we don't have to do the repairing work for us as adults. And so I'm actively engaged in building strong children. That's my mission and goal in life for the rest of my life, to build strong children. And so BlackLion and Cubs is an example of that. And as we position parents as their child's first heroes, and then position children and let children see themselves as heroes and navigators of life. And so that's what it's all about. Of course, it had to be African-centered. It had to be, show characters that look like myself and my children, just like you guys and your children, because it's important for us to see ourselves. And no child, that's right, no child should have to be forced to honor and mimic characters from other cultures. You shouldn't be forced to do so. If you choose to do so, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? But you shouldn't be forced to do so. You should have options and the ability to say, you know what, as much as I want to be Peter Parker, you know what I'm saying, I can also want to be Super Saladin. Y'all pardon that noise. Oh, sorrow, please. So, so that's what it's all about. And I'm very excited for the diverse people from different cultures and different backgrounds that have joined me on this mission. I'm just rallying the troops right now. Right now, my goal is to make BlackLion and Cubs the next biggest thing since Dragon Ball Z. And I'm still trying to figure out how to do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm still, I'm on that mission, but I'm not sure how to do that. And right now, just raising the flag so that the troops and the warriors and the soldiers see it and say, yo, that's the mission and the fight that I want to get involved in. And, and I'm hopefully that they see the work that I've done thus far and say, yo, this man is really on it. He's not playing. If there's something I want to get behind and be a part of a movement, I believe that this is a movement, that's going to go far, because that's just the only place I'm going to take it. That's the only way I know how to do things, is take things far. I'm going to stop talking right now and let you guys get a couple pieces in.
No, go ahead, please. Go ahead.
Now, I like the questions. You guys got the conversation, and, I can talk all day. That's just what I get paid to do. So, yeah.
You've launched several projects in a very finite amount of time, where a lot of other creators would have taken a year, maybe more, to produce them. How?
Yeah. Now that's a whole nother, I'm actually creating a course to show people. That's the big question a lot of people have been asking me. It is true. Within 7 months, what you're seeing from BlackLion and Cubs is done literally in 7 months. And I'm talking about 7 months from the idea, not 7 months from the start, you know, but 7 months from the idea. It was, oh, hey, fellas, calm it down, please. You hear me talking. You know, it was in February of this year that I just decided that I wanted to, you know, create something cool for my children. Because people that know me know I'm the custom king. Everything in my life is customized. Look at my shirt right here, right? You see, the shirt's cut. I don't wear anything. You don't see any brands other than things that I create. Because if I'm going to honor anyone, if I'm going to give anybody money, right? If I'm going to promote anyone, I'm going to start with myself, and I think all people should do so, right? Because I don't know who these other people with these other labels, who they are, what they represent, what they look like. I don't. So why would I represent them like that? Why do I go hard spend? Why do we, operate in such a consumer type fashion where we wearing other people's labels and talking about them in our songs and wearing them on red carpets and such? You know what I'm saying? Like who does that? You know, who does that other than person that suffers from a slave-like mentality? You know what I'm saying? They wear their master's clothing. They wear their master's. So in any case, don't get me started. I'm talking on my Marcus Garvey right now. In any case, I'm a custom king. I'm a custom king for that reason. You know, and if I get a chance, I'll let you see my children's shirts, what they wear every day. My point is, in February of this year, I said, you know what? I want to do something custom for my children, a gift to them. And because they were being exposed to anime, I said, let's fashion me and my boys as anime characters. So I had an artist do that. And it looked pretty cool, but the characters, the way he made the characters, made them look like characters from another series. And so I said, well, you know, my kids responded well to it. I liked it. It looked cool. You know, look real badass. Part of my language, but you know, look. And so I said, you know, it sparked the idea for me to do something with these characters. So I worked for a couple of days and worked on you know, creating new outfits for the characters and developing a story behind them and represented that. And that's how BlackLion and Cubs came about. And really the name, because it was me and my, you know, fashioned after me and my two sons, came from my experience. Because, you know, I came up in the 80s. And so I was big into comics, video games, and cartoons, like many of us, you know what I'm saying? But one comic that I was a fan of, thanks to my pops, because he was really into Asian culture, was a comic called Lone Wolf and Cub. Wolf and yeah, look it up. Lone Wolf and Cub.
I know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay, there you go. Right. So Lone Wolf and yeah. A lot of people don't know this because you know it's kind of obscure, but yeah. So I remember Lone Wolf and Cub. I remember liking it as a youngster, and I like the whole premise of a father, you know, taking his child in that carriage, you know what I'm saying, and just traversing life, the difficulties of life, and you know, protecting his son and teaching his son. Like that was powerful to me. So it came to mind when I saw the image, and I said, well, let me just take from that and build off of that, and that's how the title or the name BlackLion and Cubs came about. And so that's you know, a big one of the influences behind what I did. So yeah, that was back in February, man, when that idea came out. And you know, again, I have a history of creation. Like, you know, this is not my first iteration of creation and endeavors. Like, I've been doing this for a very long time. I've written over 20 books. Most people know me. Anybody that does know me, they typically know me through the Hustler's 10 Commandments. That was my first book back in 2005. So I wrote the Hustler's 10 Commandments, got endorsed by Rick Ross back then, and that started my career in creation. So, yeah, it's not hard for me to create and create a lot in a very short amount of time because I've been creating a lot of different things. And I tell people nowadays, everything I did in the past is really now was just practice for what I'm doing now. You see what I'm saying?
Okay. For those who are just tuning in, we're talking to BlackLion and Cubs. This is Amerime Media on Live. He is a man of many hats. We're currently talking to him about his projects. Right now, you have the Valley of Kings, the movement.
Yes.
And by the way, the art style is it's definitely very reminiscent of Aaron Magruder and Keong Sung, the guys behind the Boondocks. Was that very influential in the concept design?
You know what? To be honest with you, I never even thought about Boondocks. So let me be clear. You know, people ask me all the time. You know, like I hear these terms, blurred and otaku and things of that nature. I'm none of those things. You understand? Like, I don't consider myself. I don't consider myself any of those things. I'm a father. I'm a black man. I'm a creative, visionary person. And wherever that takes me is where it takes me. Right now, I'm in the space of anime, but like I said, I've written books and done a lot of other things. I say all that to say Boondocks came out when I was in college. And when I was in college, I stopped all the collecting the comic books and watching cartoons. Like, I started getting into the girls and started getting into music industry and business. So Boondocks is not a reference for me. If anything, Voltron and Transformers would be more of a reference for me. Frank Miller, Todd McFarlane, those are more the references when I think back into. So like, when you see BlackLion and Cubs, what you're seeing is me going back into my childhood, my teenage years, and pulling from the things that I grew up on, the original NES. So when you see the video game, like, a lot of my style is retro, right? And it's retro not because not on purpose. It was retro because that's all I know. All I remember is the 80s and early 90s, right? So when I thought about creating a cartoon, I said, well, Voltron, if anything, Voltron was the biggest reference for me as far as the way Voltron was formatted and the way the animation was done. And then Dragon Ball Z, as far as the cuteness, of my characters, especially the first series. So I have 3 animation series. The Valley of Kings is the first one. With that one, it's more of I had the cuteness done, but I have a totally different artist and animation style for the second series, the second season of the cartoon. And so, yeah, I wanted to, the cuteness. It looks kind of like Dragon Ball Z, if you will. And it's funny that you mentioned Boondocks. The only reason why one of the characters looks like the Boondocks is because that's what my son looks like. You understand? Like, my son's hair looks like that. You understand? So that's so that's just the connection there.
Okay, so let me ask you, as a hustler, like, how do you overcome the hurdles in creating a project that you created so far and create them so fast? Like, what things have you faced and how did you beat them?
Man, that's a question right there. Let me tell you something. And this is the reason why I do this. And listen, let me say this real quick. For anybody listening, I want you guys to repeat this over and over again, please, for me. This is what you guys can do for me. I'm starting a movement here, right? And every movement needs soldiers and warriors. I'm in here fighting a good fight on behalf, first and foremost, of my own children. But when I do it for my children, it also is done for other people's children who believe what I believe. So if there's anybody here that believes in the importance of being a hero for their children, if anybody here that believes that building strong children is important, seeing black faces as heroes is important, please DM me, follow, I will follow up. I'm just checking to see where I'm waving the flag so that the soldiers and warriors can say, yo, that's the military. I don't need to join the army. I'm joining BlackLion and Cubs, and we fighting that good fight.
Right.
That being said, okay, yeah, so that's why I keep typing in for people to DM or like and follow, because I will follow up with them. That being said, to answer your question, every day is a struggle and a fight for me. As much as you guys will see the successes, right? There's failures all along the way. I fail each and every day. Now, I say this because it's important that people hear that, because especially in today's social media world, people don't realize the struggles that other people go through. They feel like they're the only ones going through a struggle, dealing with trauma and dealing with haters and all that, right? I deal with that each and every day. My point is, I fail, but I don't let failure stop me, okay? And that's important for people to hear. For people that don't have what I have and haven't created what I've created, they feel like might feel like a failure. They might feel like, giving up, or so on and so forth. And this is the reason why building strong children is so important. Because if we can teach our children what I'm saying right now, imagine what kind of adults they will become. Imagine what kind of world changers they will become if they, learn to be more confident in themselves, develop a better self-esteem, a better sense of self-worth. develop a sense of optimism and understand they can transform the world and fashion it with their vision the same way I am as well. I'm in the process of teaching my children that right now at 4 and 2 years old, and I'm teaching those lessons to anybody's children and any adult who watches the series, right? Link is in my bio. So I say that to say, you know, one of the biggest things though, I saw failure all day, struggle all the time. Do I deal with, you know, life? Of course. What you mean? I'm living, and so life is happening. But I never let it stop me. One of the most interesting experiences I've had, again, now that I'm in this space, is dealing with artists, man, and artistic-minded people. Man, let me tell you right now, and I'm no disrespect to any artists out here that are listening, but let me tell you, artists are some of the most flaky people you will ever meet, right?
I know it to be true. I know it to be true.
That's right, and no one's going to dispute what I'm saying because they know it's true. Even artists know they flaky. They're some of the most flaky, sometimes people you will ever meet. But I'll say this, it's part of the nature of being an artist, right? Because the artist's mind is you know, sometimes because, you know, you got to go with if you're a true artist, you're going with how you feel, right? Your artistry is an expression of how you feel, and how you feel changes from day to day. It changes from moment to moment, right? So what that means is, you know, artists, that's part of the reason why many artists are starving, because they don't understand the principles and the discipline it requires to be successful in business. The business mind and the artistic mind or mindset are very different. Business understands consistency, persistence, diligence, discipline, doing the same thing over and over and over again, no matter how you feel. Business says F what you feel, right?
Right.
Artist said, well, no, today I feel like, oh, life is lifing, I'm going to lay, okay, but that's fine. So my point is, not only am I a visionary and an artist and a creative like the rest of them, I'm also a businessman. I've built that side of my life because I used to be there too. As you know, I started in the music industry. This is my first logo here for my first company, right? I was strictly an artist at one point, and that was my lifestyle. Sometimes it's this, sometimes it's that. That's not good for business, because business don't care how you feel. So I say all that to say that now that I'm in this space, one of the most difficult challenges I've had is finding you know, artists that are good, but also reliable, consistent, can deliver on time and things of that nature. And I'm even talking about people on IG that, you know, that want to support in what we're doing. You know, I had somebody say, yo, they were going to do a video for me, but, you know, she was an artist. So, you know, she, you know, we sent her all the items so that she could do a video and, you know, really do a review for us. And then 2 days later, oh, well, you know, life is lifing, so I don't know if I could do, you know, stuff like that. Man, send my stuff back, man. And I asked, yeah, send my stuff back, because I'm not going to be wasting money on you. And I told you, anyway, so my point is, dealing with other people is real difficult. You know, so, and my thing is, as a businessman, one of the things that I've come to appreciate is, you know, less is more. So people that know me, and I've been in business for a long time. Like I said, my first book was 2005. Less is more. And one of my principles at Hustle University, which is the name of my company, is that loyalty is royalty. You understand? Loyalty is royalty. And so it's a principle I live by. That's why the people that have been on my team are still on my team. I'm talking about 20 years, 2 decades deep, right? With people that are down with me. You see the same people that have been with me from 1999. They still here because I believe in loyalty, principles like that. And a lot of people can't live that way because they don't know how to build relationships. See, Hustler's Commandment number 6, business is personal. You understand? And when you understand that, then you have to build personal relationships. But a lot of people, again, because they lack the self-esteem, they lack the belief in themselves and confidence, and a lot of the core things that I talked about earlier, aren't able to build relationships. I've been married 20 years, 21 years this year. You see what I'm saying? You know, so my whole life is a testament to building solid, sustainable relationships, whether personally or in business, because it's required. And the artist's mind needs to appreciate that and start to, you know, put competencies in their life so that F how you feel ain't about how you feel all the time. Sometimes you're going to have to take the L and compromise for someone else or for the greater good. And so because, you know, unfortunately, a lot of people don't understand. I'm talking real fast. I'm sorry. But because a lot of people fail to understand these things, their personal life sucks. Their business life sucks as well. And and the truth is they'll never be successful until they start learning some of these principles. Again, that's why BlackLion and Cubs is so important. Again, if you're liking what I'm saying, please DM me, follow me. We're building the whole principle of what I'm doing is building strong children. Because if we build them strong early, we don't have to do the repairing work for us as adults. Yes, it's time, son. Okay, keep going. Go ahead, ask me the question. Come here, Saladin. I want everybody to meet you. Come on, you want to meet the people? Come on.
Yes.
Come on, I'm gonna bring my see what I'm talking about here. I'll let you see an example, right? All right. Hey, Saladin, come on. You want to meet the people? Come on.
Yeah,
Come on.
that's the clay for this live.
Oh, come on. All right. We're live. All right. So these are the Cubs right here. You see their
Cubs.
shirts? You see the shirt? Saladin, who's that on your shirt? Say it again. Who is it? That's Horus. That's right. That's Horus. That's 4 and 2. See, in our household, right, Horus, for those that don't know, it was an Egyptian deity and god, right? Now, in our household, the language and knowing who Horus is or Anubis, that's not uncommon. This Thoth, that's right. See, my baby, 2 years old, talking about Thoth. You guys look him up. And Anubis, go ahead. So my point is, you know, in our household where, you know, some people might know who Nicki Minaj is and all these people, my kids don't know nothing about that. That's foolishness and not appropriate. Not call it foolishness. Not appropriate for my children. You understand what I'm saying?
Why would kids know about Nicki Minaj? That doesn't. I mean, I see it a lot, but it just the math doesn't match. And that's the whole thing. Like, listen, I'm a grown man. I turned 50 this year. I get down and dirty with the rest of them and the best of them. All right, let's be clear about that. Right. However, when it comes to parenting, when it comes to my children, there's just certain things that they're not going to be exposed to. You understand what I'm saying? Because again, as a parent and hero, my job is to protect my children. You understand? That's all of our jobs, protect them. So that's the reason why BlackLion Cubs is a family-friendly series, because we have to have things in place and options that will protect our children from the perverse sexual nature of some things or the extra violence. Like, you know, you guys see I got 2 boys. I got to protect them from each other. You know, I don't want them watching certain things where, you know, all they do is punch and kick and rip out guts and all that. Nah, come on. No. Yeah, wait, no, the author's okay, right? We watch a lot of PBS in my household. But
you know wrong with that. That's what they should be watching.
Exactly, son. But you know what? Again, a lot of people, you know, think it's too corny and such. So that's the reason why I wanted to make BlackLion Cubs. You know, I wanted to make it cool. I wanted to make it something that kids, parents can say, you know what? It is family friendly, and I like to watch all the other stuff too, you know, Dragon Slayers and all that. But you know what? At this moment, I want to share something for my children that that I can watch and they can watch and enjoy, and not be Mr. Rogers' neighborhood all the time. You see what I'm saying? Right. And let me shout out Mr. Rogers though, because I love Mr. Rogers.
Shout out to Mr. Rogers.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Here's a question.
Yep.
5 shows that were influential in you growing up, like some
cartoons or what should
cartoon or regular sitcom or whatever.
Okay, great question. Let's see. So I mentioned the cartoons. All right, come on, guys. We're gonna go in the car. Let's see. Man, I used to watch Three's Company. I used to watch Charlie's Angels. Cheers. I was a big fan of Cheers. Sam Malone, man. I wanted to be that man. Sam Malone and Cheers. Married with Children, I used to watch. I was a big fan of Yes.
My dad is the black Ed O'Neill. Or Ed O'Neill is a white, like Gary Gibbs. My dad and Ed O'Neill is the same person. I swear to God.
Al Bundy was pure black Air Force energy.
Yes.
Yes, I used to love Al Bundy. I used to watch the Saturday morning kung fu movies because I'm from New York, and so every day at Channel 5 or at noon or around noon we had the kung fu movies. So Fist of White Lotus.
In Philly, it was Channel 48.
Channel 48 every Sunday.
There you go. That's right. Osaro, come here. Yes. So Fist of White Lotus is one of my favorites. And I forget the actor's name. We used to call him Otto because he always had the bald head, but he was one of the most fierce fighters.
Gordon Liu.
Gordon Liu. There you go. You know exactly what I'm talking about. All right. So that's all the stuff that I used to watch. And as you notice, as I mentioned this, you think about this, right? All the shows that I just mentioned, you know, there ain't no black people in them shows. Right. There ain't no black people. Right? And I had no problem watching them, enjoying them, so on and so forth. But like I said, I was forced, You know, of course, I like Cosby Show. You know what I'm saying? But that was later. You know, that was later. I'm talking about when I was a teen. I didn't have none of that. So my point is, you know, when I was coming up, I was forced to have to watch and enjoy and fall in love with characters and people that didn't look like me, weren't part of my culture and things of that nature. I'm not saying that's well, it is problematic. You know what I'm saying? That's why the Cosby Show was so important. You see what I'm saying? I didn't have an option until then. And so again, that's part of the reason why BlackLion and Cubs is so important for, you know, for generations to come, because now we have options. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, those are some of the shows.
Okay. So let me ask you, can you take me through a day of like you creating BlackLion Cubs, well, like in the studio?
Man, all right. So I'm up every night until like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. First of all, every night.
That's the hustlers hours.
Yeah.
You either going to bed or you waking up.
All right. So look, hold on. Can we do a part 2? I got to get in the car.
Of course.
Let's do a part 2. If you guys can keep those questions, hold them to the side. I'd be happy to do a part 2 with you guys. I love these conversations, and these opportunities are amazing. So if you will, let's just let everybody know, please. Just DM me, like, follow. I will follow up with all you guys for BlackLion and Cubs. Join the movement, the mission, building strong children and positioning parents as the heroes in their children's lives. My name is Hotep. BlackLion and Cubs, and I want to say thank you for paying attention. Thank you, brothers, for the opportunity to be here. I'm looking forward to part 2.
So am I. So am I. All right, y'all. That's our time. All right, Hotep. Thanks for coming, brother. Appreciate it.
Say bye, Saladin. Say bye. Yeah. All right.
All right, man.
All right. Take care.